Okay, stop scrolling for a second. Ever looked at your water bill and felt a tiny piece of your soul die? We live in a world obsessed with fancy tech, smart homes, and complex systems for everything. But what if I told you the answer to one of our biggest modern problems, water scarcity, and those dreaded bills, isn't found in Silicon Valley? What if it's hiding in plain sight, in the most unexpected place, perfected by people who literally refuse technology? Stick around, because this is about to get wild. Picture this: it's a sweltering July afternoon in rural Pennsylvania. The air is thick with the scent of freshly cut hay and blooming wildflowers. Here, where Wi-Fi signals dare not tread, lives a community famously disconnected from our digital lives. They build their homes by hand, farm with horses, and light their nights with lanterns. You'd think their lives would be incredibly primitive, right? But when it comes to resourcefulness, they're light years ahead. Especially with water. This is Jacob and Sarah Miller. They've raised 7 children on their small, humble farm for over 20 years. Like all Amish families, they rely on well water, and every drop is precious. Jacob, a man whose hands tell stories of a lifetime of hard work, knew they needed a better way to manage their water. With a growing family, their daily needs for washing clothes, dishes, and bathing were putting a strain on their well, especially during dry spells. He needed a solution, and fast. Now, greywater might sound a bit industrial or even gross. But it's actually just gently used water from sinks, showers, and laundry. It's not toilet water, which is black water, and definitely not what we're talking about here. For most of us, this water goes straight down the drain and into the municipal treatment plant, or into our septic system, effectively wasted after one use. But Jacob and Sarah saw an opportunity, not a waste product. They saw potential. Jacob wasn't looking for a high-tech filtration system or a complex plumbing overhaul. He was looking for simplicity, efficiency, and something that aligned with their deeply held values of self-sufficiency. He remembered his grandfather talking about old-time solutions, rudimentary ways to keep crops alive during droughts. That spark, that quiet wisdom passed down through generations, started to ignite an idea. An idea that would soon revolutionize their water usage without breaking the bank. One evening, sitting by lantern light after the children were asleep, Jacob sketched out some ideas on a scrap of paper. Sarah watched him, her needlework still in her hands, offering quiet suggestions. They knew they wanted something durable, easily maintained, and built from materials they could source locally and affordably. No fancy pumps, no electricity, just gravity and common sense. This wasn't about reinventing the wheel, it was about refining an ancient concept for modern, albeit Amish, living. So, what exactly went into this revolutionary system? You ready for this? It's almost comical in its simplicity. Jacob walked out to his barn, gathered a few lengths of PVC pipe, the kind you can find at any hardware store, a simple T-connector, a couple of elbows, and a length of perforated drainage pipe. That's pretty much it. The true magic would come from how these basic components were put together, and what they connected to, which was literally the ground. And the grand total for all these parts? Jacob meticulously calculated it, checking his receipts. $8. Yes, you heard that right. $8. In a world where a cup of coffee can cost more, the Millers were about to install a water-saving system for a price that defies belief. This wasn't just cheap, it was a statement. A statement that innovation doesn't require a huge budget or a team of engineers, just a clear mind and a practical approach. The first step was choosing the right spot. They needed an area where the greywater could safely and effectively disperse, ideally near thirsty plants or a garden, but away from their drinking well and any natural waterways. Jacob decided on a section of their vegetable garden, about 30 feet from the house, where the soil was well drained but often needed irrigation. This strategic placement was key to turning wastewater into a valuable resource, nurturing their crops. With their plan solidified, Jacob and his 2 eldest sons, Samuel and David, began the physical labor. They dug a shallow trench, about a foot deep and 20 feet long, extending into the garden. This wasn't just a random ditch, it was carefully sloped to allow gravity to do its job, ensuring the water would flow away from the house and spread out evenly. It was hard work under the summer sun, but the boys understood the importance of their contribution to the family's self-sufficiency. Next, they laid the perforated drainage pipe in the trench. This pipe, riddled with small holes, would be the heart of the system's dispersal. As water flowed into it, it would slowly seep out through these holes, irrigating the soil directly at the root zone of the plants. No sprinklers, no hoses, no evaporation losses from surface watering. Just a slow, steady, underground drip. It's so simple, yet so effective, minimizing water waste and maximizing direct plant absorption. Back at the house, Jacob carefully rerouted the drain lines from their kitchen sink, bathroom shower, and laundry machine. Instead of letting them flow to their septic tank, he connected them to a main PVC line leading directly to the new garden system. This required some careful planning to ensure proper slopes and seals, but it was a straightforward plumbing task. The goal: capture almost all the household's grey water before it mingled with any black water. Crucially, Jacob installed a simple diversion valve near the connection point. This allowed them to switch the grey water flow either to the garden system or back to the traditional septic system. Why? Because sometimes, the water might contain harsh chemicals they don't want in their garden, like strong bleach from a cleaning session. It gives them control, ensuring only suitable water nourishes their plants. It's a small detail, but a vital one for safety and plant health. Before the grey water reached the perforated pipe, Jacob added a small, simple filter. What kind of filter, you ask? A mesh screen to catch any lint from the laundry or food scraps from the sink. But the real filtration happens naturally. As the water slowly seeps through the soil, the earth itself acts as a massive, organic filter, removing impurities and breaking down organic matter. Microbes in the soil do the heavy lifting, cleaning the water before it reaches groundwater. It's brilliant, really. Perhaps the most ingenious part? No pumps. No electricity. The entire system relies purely on gravity. The gentle slope of the pipes in the trench ensures the water flows effortlessly from the house, through the filter, and into the garden. This means zero operating costs, zero energy consumption, and virtually no moving parts to break down. In an age of complex, energy-hungry systems, the Amish approach is a refreshing reminder that sometimes, the oldest solutions are still the best. 3 weeks later, the system was complete. It was a Saturday morning, the family's laundry day. Sarah gathered the clothes, filled the wash tub with well water, and the gentle churning began. Everyone watched with anticipation as the drain plug was pulled. The water, instead of vanishing into the septic system, was now clearly visible flowing into the new greywater pipe. A hush fell over the family, then a quiet cheer as the first drops reached the garden, slowly seeping into the thirsty soil. That summer, the Millers' vegetable garden absolutely flourished. The greywater provided a consistent, nutrient-rich supply to their beans, tomatoes, corn, and squash. Plants that had struggled in previous dry spells now thrived. It wasn't just about saving water, it was about creating a closed-loop system where waste nourished life. The children learned firsthand the value of every resource, seeing the direct connection between their daily washing and the food on their table. But here's the kicker, the truly mind-blowing part: with this simple $8 system, the Millers were able to reuse an astounding 80% of their household water. Think about that for a second. 80%. That's showers, laundry, dishwashing, all contributing to their garden's vitality instead of simply disappearing down a drain. It fundamentally transformed their relationship with water, making it a cyclical, regenerative resource rather than a linear, consumable one. Now, the Amish don't get water bills. They rely on their well. But imagine if you could cut your water utility consumption by 80%. Think of the savings. For the average American family, that could mean hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars saved per year. While our modern systems often cost thousands to install and maintain, the Miller's $8 solution proves that sustainable living doesn't have to break the bank. It's about smart design, not expensive technology. It wasn't just their garden that benefited. The reduced strain on their well meant more consistent water levels, even during prolonged dry spells. This meant less worry, more security for their livestock, and a greater peace of mind for the entire family. The system also indirectly contributed to soil health by distributing water evenly and allowing beneficial microbes to thrive. It's a holistic approach to resource management that many modern homes could only dream of achieving. Contrast this with the complex, energy-intensive municipal water systems we rely on. Pumping, treating, distributing, and then treating again, it's an endless cycle of resource consumption. The Amish system cuts out all those middle steps. It's decentralized, on-site, and utterly self-sufficient. There are no permits, no inspections, no maintenance crews needed. Just a few pipes, some dirt, and an understanding of how nature works. The simplicity is the true genius. And what about maintenance, you ask? Well, the beauty of such a simple design is there's almost nothing to go wrong. The mesh filter needs occasional cleaning, perhaps once a month, depending on usage. The ground itself does the rest. No pumps to repair, no electrical faults, no sophisticated sensors to calibrate. Just clear out the lint trap, and you're good to go. It's the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it system, perfected over generations of practical use. Think about the environmental implications. By reusing 80% of their water on site, the Millers are significantly reducing their ecological footprint. Less demand on aquifers, less energy used for pumping and treating, and fewer chemicals introduced into the larger water system. It's a powerful example of sustainable living that doesn't just talk the talk, it walks the walk, or rather, it lets the water flow the flow, directly where it's needed most, back into the earth. The Miller family's $8 Greywater system is more than just a plumbing solution, it's a profound lesson in resourcefulness and living in harmony with nature. It challenges the assumption that advanced problems require advanced technology. Sometimes, the most elegant and effective solutions come from centuries-old wisdom, adapted with a bit of ingenuity and readily available materials. It's about seeing value where others see waste, and opportunity where others see a chore. Now, I know what you're thinking, can I do this? While regulations vary wildly depending on where you live, many areas are becoming more open to simple greywater systems, especially for subsurface irrigation. A basic setup like the Millers is often legal for non-potable uses. It's worth looking into your local codes. Imagine, with a trip to the hardware store and a bit of elbow grease, you could be on your way to saving 80% of your water too. It's totally empowering. This isn't just about saving money, it's about reclaiming a piece of your independence. In an increasingly complex world, being able to provide for your own basic needs, like water, is incredibly liberating. It builds self-reliance and fosters a deeper connection to your environment. The DIY spirit of the Amish is contagious, showing us that we don't need to be passive consumers. We can be active participants in creating a more sustainable future, one simple system at a time. A common question is about soap. Yes, you need to be mindful. For a garden greywater system, it's best to use biodegradable, plant-friendly soaps and detergents. Things free of boron, chlorine bleach, and harsh salts. The Millers use homemade lye soap and simple Castile soap, which breaks down harmlessly in the soil. There are plenty of eco-friendly options available today, so this isn't a barrier. Just another step towards conscious consumption. While this particular system is Amish in its context, the principles are universal. People all over the world, from arid regions to suburban backyards, are adopting similar low-tech greywater solutions. The lessons from Jacob Miller's $8 system can inspire anyone looking to reduce their environmental impact, save money, and become more self-sufficient. It's a testament to the power of simple, elegant engineering that respects natural processes. Could these simple systems be the future of water management? As populations grow and climate change intensifies droughts, relying solely on centralized, energy-intensive municipal systems seems increasingly unsustainable. Decentralized, household-level greywater systems offer resilience and local control. The Amish aren't just clinging to the past, in many ways, they're showing us a path to a more sustainable and secure future. A future where water isn't taken for granted. The Miller family's $8 greywater system isn't just about a few pipes and some dirt. It's about a philosophy. A philosophy of frugality, ingenuity, and respect for creation. It's a legacy that teaches us that true wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in resources saved, communities sustained, and the wisdom passed down through generations. A powerful reminder that sometimes, the simplest solutions are the most profound. And the cheapest solutions can have the biggest impact. So, next time you watch your shower water disappear down the drain, or you empty your washing machine, think of Jacob and Sarah Miller. Think of their $8 system that reclaims 80% of their water. It's a powerful challenge to our modern assumptions, a call to rethink our relationship with resources, and an invitation to embrace simpler, more sustainable ways of living. What could you do with $8 and a little ingenuity? The possibilities are truly endless if you just open your mind. We often treat water as if it's free or endlessly available, ignoring the massive infrastructure and energy costs involved in delivering it to our taps and taking it away. The Millers understand that every drop has a cost, whether financial or ecological. By taking control of their water cycle, they've exposed the hidden costs we all pay. Their system highlights a crucial truth: stewardship of resources is far more important than convenience, and often more rewarding. The Amish ethos of waste not, want not isn't just a quaint saying, it's a practical guide for living. Their greywater system is a perfect embodiment of this principle. Every drop is valued, repurposed, and reintegrated into their ecosystem. It's a powerful counter-narrative to our throwaway culture. What other waste products in our lives could we be valuing more? What other simple systems could we implement to be more responsible consumers and producers? So, how can you start your own greywater journey? Begin by observing your own water usage. Where does most of your water go? What could be easily diverted? Start small. Even a bucket under your shower to water a single houseplant is a step. Research your local regulations, gather some basic materials, and tap into that innate human ingenuity. Let the Amish inspire you to look beyond the expensive, the complicated, and embrace the power of the simple. Years passed, and the Miller family's greywater system continued to function flawlessly. Jacob, now with a few more wrinkles etched by time and sun, still proudly showed it to any curious visitor. His children, grown with families of their own, carried the same lessons of resourcefulness into their own homesteads. The $8 system wasn't just a project, it was a cornerstone of their sustainable lifestyle, a testament to enduring wisdom that outlasts fleeting trends and complex technologies. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the $8 Amish greywater system that reuses 80% of their water. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, the most groundbreaking innovations aren't found in labs or expensive showrooms, but in quiet, humble communities. It's about seeing problems differently, embracing simplicity, and leveraging the power of nature. What seems primitive to some is actually an advanced model of sustainable living for us all. Go forth and conserve.